Well, I liked that he checks his teenage daughter's hymen. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't think it's weird. I do think it's weird he does it with his tongue, though.
Yeah.
You know
Lights,
what I mean?
camera, teen sex.
I don't hear any of us.
Is anything work?
Yeah, that's because the headphones aren't plugged in, you fucking retard. Can you believe that? Thank God our sound engineer, quote, very much unquote, Matt Maran.
You quoted
Yikes.
and unquoted before you said Matt Maran.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
being quoted?
Nothing, dude, because that's
Ooh.
exactly what Mark Maron is. Matt's biological dad.
Is that true,
Matt, it's on the down. It's underneath. It's right over there. We're leaving all this
yeah,
in.
we
got
gotta
to
keep this in, dude.
How do
See
you know
how the
that
sausage gets
how do you
made.
know,
Look, it's
is
right
my
there.
mic working? You guys definitely know that. It's very. I don't want them not to get my voice on the podcast. So
Yes.
Are we
Yeah,
definitely sure?
okay.
I'm
Make
being
sure
recorded?
how's it sound, Matt?
Yep, everyone's voice
Everyone's
is
recording.
good. I'm just a retard. What's
Nice.
up? Welcome to the Locker Room Talk. Joe Gorman, Bobby Sheehan, Matt Maran, and our guest, one of the best roasters we have at Comedy Fight Club, former
Thank you
number
so-
one contender to the Comedy Fight Club Championship. And by the time this episode comes out, it'll be featured on the Spit Roast on Gas Digital Network. Ilya Laksin.
Thank you. The next evolution of roasting.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, that's the Spit Roast is the next evolution of roasting. You got to come up with a good tagline for your roast.
Well, I was telling
show.
you, it is the next because it's not like as a change of pace. Like instead of someone calling me a pedophile, now I get to we both get to call a different person a pedophile.
Yes, you're roasting Justin Roiland.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
now
Well, that sounds like he and I are gonna square up. Like, he does not know that he's probably not informed that this is
Oh,
happening.
Brittany Griner was there when me and Bobby roasted
Was she?
her. No.
Okay. Is she back in the? Okay, is she back in the U.S. now? Where is she now?
nah.
She is in the U.S.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is? Okay.
Yeah,
She's in a
back
prison
home.
of her own
You're probably,
mind
yeah,
now.
you're probably not like eager to travel after her whole thing, right?
You should never leave the country.
You're probably like, hey, let's just go upstate, right?
They
Like,
love
weekend.
basketball in North Korea, though. I think she should go there next.
You think? Do they? I mean, they would love her there, probably. I think.
Dennis Rodman could be her coach.
Yeah. I don't have anything to follow up with that.
Actually, like North Korea,
These are
yeah.
great suggestions.
You don't want to
Yeah.
do a deep dive on Dennis Rodman right now?
I mean,
we
I
told
told
you to have Dennis Rodman's bits prepared for this podcast.
I know all the
Yeah.
basics of Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. We
The-
gave you the list of the things you needed to go over before the podcast. It was
Did he-
Dennis Rodman,
Yeah.
and then child porn. It was a lot of child
What
porn
was?
we
Did
sent
he?
you.
Who was he? Used to Carmen Electra? Was he with like
Yeah,
Carmen Electra?
Carmen Electra.
Okay.
Nice.
They did the wedding. He dressed in the wedding
He just
dress.
he wore a wedding dress. I remember that.
Yeah.
He dabbled in basketball. That's all I know.
Dabbled in basketball.
That's all I know.
They,
I like the idea that Dennis Rodman,
Yeah.
who's a Hall of Fame NBA player, played for multiple championship teams, has done so much other wild stuff.
He spent a lot more time not doing basketball professionally. To be fair,
They they just released all of the people that were on Epstein's flights.
Oh yeah, they
released all the
did.
flight logs.
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman was one of them. I swear to God.
Really?
Sarah Silverman.
This isn't one of your little sketches?
This is not, folks. For once, I wish I was joking.
That's
but
so
hey,
weird.
if I'm lying, I'm crying, and I ain't shed a tear.
You just come up with that?
I just wrote that right now.
So what other pussy havers were on this list then? Sarah Silverman, that's so
Yeah.
weird.
Everyone. Well, like, the well-known one is like Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they were saying like, oh, it's a different Chris Tucker. It's actually Chris Tucker.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He was trapped on a plane. He was trying to find Jackie Chan, and he was like, Lee, they're trafficking children, Lee. Oh, I got to get the hell off this plane.
They had Alan Dershowitz, who's just Ilya in
Right.
30 years.
Come on.
30. The guy, he's like 80.
Yeah,
So
Matt, introduce.
give me more credit than
Okay,
that.
40 years. 50 years? Okay.
If anything, that
Something.
was generous to Alan Dershowitz.
Yeah. I don't want to go too hard on Alan Dershowitz on
What
the
goes-
podcast.
What was there's stuff that's supposed to have happen on the flights themselves? Is it like Soul Plane?
It was
Like
just
crazy
like, yeah,
stuff
everyone
happens?
was getting.
But,
Everyone,
like,
it was
that what-
exactly
it
like
was,
Soul
it was
Plane.
Soul Plane when Chris Tucker was on it.
it was very much Soul Plane.
Yeah.
But is there crazy stuff happening on the
Yeah.
plane?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they don't get on the
It's like-
Epstein flight logs to then go for
Is it
like
like-
a normal vacation
Yeah.
somewhere that's not. They're going to
like,
the island.
But it's like one of the things where like the party starts once you're at the airport, like a you know like all like you know like a spring break movie, like everyone's partying on the bus.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
hotel, like
Oh yeah,
the
like
party
they're
starts
popping.
right, you're there.
They're
They-
popping
yeah.
champagne
Yeah.
bottles.
They bring
Yeah,
out like
yeah.
one woman from the bathroom, and the guy's like, "This is
Yeah.
incredible." He's like, "Wait till we get to the island. They're even younger there."
It's even better. Like they have the Wi-Fi on while
vaccine on the runway.
Well, how do you
and
know-
they're like, this is crazy right now.
Well, how do you know that's not just like a connecting flight to something? Like you just, I'm going flying to LA, but I had to take this Epstein flight to Michigan, and like, like, how do you know that they're going?
I
there?
had a connection at Little St. James.
Yeah, I had a
I'm saying,
layover.
do you have their whole,
I had
what's their
quite the
itinerary?
connection.
Yeah.
I made a lot of connections. How do you know that it's part of the itinerary though? Like what I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
okay, they were on this plane. I've been on planes. I don't know where. Like, wow, it wound up over there.
Well, it's
You could
like,
tell Ilya's a lawyer. He's already
Yeah.
fucking defending all of it.
like, hey, private planes don't necessarily go to private islands all the time.
So what? They go lots of places. Like if I was on a plane and I got off in Chicago and the plane went on to L.A. and it was hijacked, I'd be like, well, it's not nothing to do with me. I was just on the plane. It's
Hell
not-
yeah, he
it's
really
not
is
an
Alan.
apt
He really
analogy
is
in any
young.
way,
You
but
really
it's a
are
thing.
young Alan Dershowitz.
I don't have a problem with the guy.
Fucking
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman. Did she like?
She has not addressed it yet.
I wonder if Tar is based off of her.
Sarah Silverman, I command you to come on this podcast and explain yourself while sitting on my face.
Yeah.
Huh? How about that? You got to sneak that. Ilya, that's not sexual harassment, is it? If it's to
No.
prove a woman's innocence.
Oh, that's the caveat you're going with?
Yeah.
I just thought you meant generally making an absurd declaration on a podcast is not
If
sexual
she-
harassment.
Oh no, that certainly
No,
is.
let's say, no. I definitely said it to her face, but the reason was to prove her innocence.
Yeah,
I like
dude.
your old-timey Salem witch trials method of
Absolutely.
proving innocence.
Yeah. If-
Everyone else is
yeah.
drowning women, you're like, you got to sit in my face and speak the truth.
Yeah. And if I come, you're innocent.
It's like, man, it's like, Joe,
Yeah.
we haven't killed a witch in weeks.
This guilty bitch didn't even get me hard.
Goody Silverman made me come. And I guess she's not a witch. That's all I'm
Turns
gonna
out
get.
men can't be witches for that very reason.
I know in law school I know they make you do like arguing different sides of a
Yeah.
case. They ever do that with the Salem witch trials?
I don't think it comes up as a relevant thing.
I know they like bring up court cases, usually recent ones, but I would love the idea of like let's relitigate the Salem witch trials.
We did have to do like the way I met my wife is we were clinic partners in law school, and it was like an immigration clinic.
Yeah.
And the case that we were assigned to work on is a thing called a U visa. Basically, if you're the victim of certain types of like qualifying crimes, like a violent crime or something like that, you can get like a visa that way if you were cooperative with the police. And so we had a client who was assigned to us. She was like a Sri Lankan woman. She was the victim of domestic abuse
Ew.
and all that. But anyway, like when we had to meet with the class, like the clinic class, we had to like present the case, and because we're both working on it, the teacher was like, okay, so we want, obviously you're pro the case, but you need to understand what are the arguments, what are the weaknesses. So I had to go, so I was like, oh, I'll do the devil's advocate, the other side, basically, of opposing our case.
Yeah.
And I
Eventually
totally
you were
won.
like-
I totally won.
Yeah.
I was very
Eventually you're
convinced.
like, fuck,
Yeah.
this bitch shouldn't be in our country.
Yeah, that's good. But I think that's also, I mean, having gone to law school and like a lot of great comics, I was a kid, a lot of great lawyers became comics. A lot of great comics who were lawyers or went to law school, because I think law school lends itself really well to like how comics think about
Forming
stuff.
a-
I think a lot
forming
of
a
comics
bit.
would actually enjoy law school itself.
But like, I think
Yeah.
it's like the things you get from law school, like forming an argument
Yes,
and like
it's all that
cohesively
stuff.
argue. Yeah, that's what stand up can be.
But
Can
yeah,
be.
but it's also like, but also the ability to like, to think of something and really go like argue in favor, even if you don't believe in it. Like that was like the thing that Patrice O'Neill was the best at, was like saying the thing, like making a point that you absolutely would not agree with, and then finding the comedic way to convince you of it.
Yeah.
Like that's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah,
Sarah
that's why
Silverman was-
that's a lot of the things Joe says on the podcast. He's really just playing devil's advocate,
What?
right?
Objection, Matt. That makes me sound gay.
That's a great objection.
Yes.
Nice. Overruled, dude.
I actually did object to. I had a case this morning. I did object to, and I got sustained on my objection.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Nice. That's like basically like the equivalent of shutting down a heckler.
Basically, which I
Yeah.
also did at the mic later today. I didn't
Yeah,
shut her
you
down, but
did.
she was
Yeah,
like-
there was like some crazy bitch at the mic at the wonderful stand open mic hosted by Josh Homer, a dear friend.
Yes. And what was she
you were
doing?
really segging that into like, I'm gonna explain what happened,
Yeah.
but then you just stopped.
No
Yeah.
way,
You
man.
just
It's
repeated
not,
what I
it's, not,
said.
it's not my tale to
You
tell.
took what I said and added no new information.
Damn, dude. This lawyer's on to me, dude. Matt, no more smart people on the pod.
I was like, there's this. Yeah, the woman heckled at the mic. It's like there was a woman at the stand who heckled.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was like it was clearly one of those like lonely people that's trying to form like interaction and wants to do comedy but's too shy to do it.
Yeah.
She left before I had a chance to verbally and physically
Well,
assault her.
at a certain point, she had like this moment of self awareness, which is like, oh, this is not good home behaving, and then she like just like voluntarily left.
When I left to come here and set up, I saw she was at the bar at the stand.
She was up
talking
when
on
I
the
left
phone.
too. Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, she was talking to some guy.
She was talking on the phone for me.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm glad she met somebody.
I don't know if she met somebody. It was just another guy that she kept saying.
What was the moment that made her realize, oh, I'm actually in the wrong here?
Were you there when she?
It was that long-haired guy who's like always so intense and
Yeah.
kind of alt-righty who was like,
No,
"Shut-"
no, no.
That
She
was like right before
She left
him.
just before.
That's right. And he was like, I would kill that bitch if I saw her. It's like, relax, dude.
Yeah, yeah. He's very
There's
very
like,
aggressive.
you know, there's some guys that are like so tall and like physically intimidating where it's like you can't really joke about raping a woman because it's like you go through with it. Like,
That's
you know,
I
like-
would never joke about it.
Yeah, Matt actually has raped a woman, and that's like the craziest
Joe
thing.
and I have carefully cultivated bodies that would allow us to make those jokes.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a choice.
yeah.
Like I could be ripped. But I'm like, no, I want people
Yeah.
to accept
Yeah.
my rape jokes.
Yes.
So
Every
I'm gonna-
day the gym calls out to me. I'm like, I got to say these jokes. I can't. You know, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what
yeah.
was it that she said that
It was who was on before him. I don't remember what.
Yeah.
I don't remember what she, but she like
Was it Jerry Seinfeld?
It was.
it was Jerry Seinfeld. He
was
dropped
it,
in.
was it Jewish Jerry Seinfeld?
Is this a podcast thing?
No, there's an open micer in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah,
for a
I've seen
while
the name
who-
on
He
here,
would
something.
call himself the Jewish Jerry Seinfeld.
Just a
That's a
bit-
funny moniker.
And
a
I
bit
remember-
that makes no sense.
I remember Mark saying to him, or someone saying to him, "You know, Jerry is Jewish, right?" He goes, "Yeah, that's the bet."
Oh, I see.
That's actually a
And we were
pretty.
just like, okay, cool.
That's actually a pretty good bit.
Yeah.
I can't. Be
It
mad
is
at
weird
that
to
bit.
go up to him and be like, like, yeah, obviously he knows there's a Jerry. Like,
Yeah, that's
so.
true.
Like, you should have just asked him, hey, what's the bit?
Yeah.
I know there's a Jerry Seinfeld. I guess you know there is one too.
Yes.
Presumably you know he's Jewish.
Yeah.
So what is this?
Yeah, and he's just like, nope, that's it.
I call myself the living Bernie Mac. I don't even bring
There
up the
you
black part. I focus on the live
Nice.
part.
There
Turns
you
out he
go.
should have been scared of cholesterol, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Did he really have high cholesterol?
No, don't. I was just
Thank
joking. I was just
God.
doing one of my little sketches.
I've been taking my statins though.
really?
I have, even
Are
though
you
I-
healthy?
And now you're
Joseph?
no longer scared of these motherfuckers.
I'm not
So-
scared of these motherfuckers, and I can wear flashy pants.
Mm.
That was like the coolest. He was wearing the coolest pants in that special.
Yes, it
It's-
was.
When you see someone on the train with
Yeah.
cool pants, it's like, because I saw this guy with leather purple pants, and he didn't. The rest of him wasn't too impressive, but I'm like, there's something cool about this.
That's
guy,
cool. I've never
you
seen
know?
Prince on the subway.
Yeah.
So that'd be,
There should be a book, and I'm sure there's gonna some fucking artist adjacent to the comedy scene is going to do it, but like a book of like comedians and fashion, because so many comedians, like, fashion goes hand in hand, you know, especially now. They're always like wearing fucking coats and fucking like mugging in their headshots and stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
they have fancy haircuts. Not us. Like, we're fucking cool.
We don't
We're
have.
real-
we can't
we're-
afford headshots.
Yeah,
We're real comedians.
We're real comedians that look like shit.
Exactly.
You know,
We don't-
and say racist things, and not like, yo, I'm an H&M model / fucking social activist / comedian. It's like, that's a lot of slashes. There should be one slash, and that's me with a box cutter to your face outside of the show. You know, wouldn't that be cool?
That's
If I
very
fucking-
cool.
Do you think people would come to like a Gigi Allen type comedian where they think they might get assaulted at some point?
I'm banking on that for my career, dude. That's all I have.
There was a guy named, because Doug Stanhope talks about like a guy named Extreme Elvis, who basically, well, not a comedian, but he's just a bloated fat alcoholic who just get naked and piss on people and like sing Elvis covers, which is pretty close to comedy.
Damn,
would
I can't
say.
believe other people experienced my dad the way I did.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Bobby.
So, the
Just kidding,
heckler.
just goofing.
yeah.
I always,
I-
it's always, because hecklers are always kind of like crazy and unself-aware. So when one of them has the moment, I'm always curious what it was that actually got
Oh,
there.
you know, she wasn't really hacking. I don't remember what got to her. I won't. I don't like. I have a joke. She basically. I have a
Really?
joke where I have a lot. I got two now.
Oh.
But I've been stretching them out to fill 5
He
minutes.
has what we call bangers in the
Yes.
Bang.
industry.
Yeah. I have two solid bangs, and then a lot of crowd work. But no, she basically like I have a joke where, and then there's a punchline to it, which is like you kind of have to do the math in your head of what the punchline is. I won't spoil the joke because I like the joke, but then like so, but then
Folks, you're
but
going
you
to
kinda
have to follow Ilya on Instagram.
where I have not posted that joke, but follow me anyway. Apparently, it matters a lot. Please follow me. I don't know if anyone's listening. Please follow me. It's very
no
important.
one's listening. Don't
Does
worry,
anyone-
dude. This
I
is safe.
listened back to
give
get
an
the
estimate how
timestamps.
many people listen to this.
I listen to every episode.
Okay.
I listen to the
please take-
beginning and the end to sync the audio.
Okay.
Sometimes Matt will listen to episodes if he doesn't agree with the timestamps I've sent him.
Okay. So outside of 3 listeners, how many remaining listeners?
My dad.
Okay.
Your
And-
dad really does listen to it?
Not everyone. Which
Not
is,
the ones because like
Your gay
you'd
loser
be
dad?
grounded, dude. He's like, Bobby, no fucking children for a week. Bobby has sex with children on this podcast.
We don't have
Only on
enough.
the podcast.
We
Is this a second? Is that a Patreon exclusive?
Yeah,
Or
it's
is
a Patreon exclusive.
No, we don't have enough that we can get like comedians more successful than Ilya Laksin on the podcast, but we have more than we should. It's an alarming
Yeah.
amount considering how retarded we are.
So whatever, some of you, please, for the love of God, follow me.
Yes, follow.
It really matters
At
to
Ilya
comedy,
Laksin.
to my
Ilya,
success.
it's called Ilya at Law.
Yes.
And
don't
have you
think
been injured in a car accident? Have you been accused of sexually harassment?
Have
Call
you fucked
me-
a car?
Yeah.
Have you been injured in a car fucking accident?
Have you righteously jerked off in a green room and now you're trying to be canceled?
Righteously? Wait, now
Selena-
you're trying to be canceled?
Salino and Laksin.
Just grammatically, what do you mean?
Righteously?
No, but what do you mean? Now you're trying to be canceled.
Me?
He also said, "Are you sexually harassing?"
He said a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if you know what you meant by any of them.
I do every day. I get it in post, dude.
He's playing devil's advocate.
This is sort of like when the kid is at detention, but then there's a teacher that finally like kind of interrogates him. That's what's happening to Joe right now.
Yeah.
I'm not interrogating. I'm just like an unpleasant. I'm just like
You've
not a nice
put
person.
him on the ropes more than he's used to.
You're very smiley. I'm
Matt
very,
and I
like,
are very
cynical.
We're high in agreeableness.
Yes.
Matthew and I. So Joe's never been interrogated like this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not being interrogated.
I believe the term is cross-examined.
I don't know if I interrogated him so much as I asked him to explain what he meant.
Bobby's not used to
It's like,
being
I
around
basically
real
was like,
Jews.
"Hey Joe, what do you mean by that?" He's like, "Whoa, what's with a 3rd degree?" It's like, I don't know, just confused by what you said and what you think it meant.
They haven't been around a real Jew before. They've just been around me who just nods and laughs.
Oh, you non-lawyer Jews. I got you.
Yeah, the
All the
non-lawyer
faux
Jews.
You're more of a Jew than you know more about you. You're bar mitzvahed probably, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
do.
know.
Circumcised.
Yeah.
I'm circumcised too, bud.
I am also.
We're all circumcised.
Ilya circumcised at 16, though.
Yeah.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
What? Are you? No, you're not.
No,
Really?
I got circumcised in high school. Yeah.
Why?
Because
It was too big.
yeah, my foreskin was like it was hulking out basically.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the technical term. No, it's because like I had to get like a hernia surgery, and I'd never been. My parents never got me or my brother circumcised when we were kids because I think they were just kind of opposed to it. But I don't know if there's like a medical necessity. But like I think like I had a tight foreskin or something, not like a cool foreskin, but like a really.
Yo, that foreskin is tight.
Boy, that really threw Bobby.
Bobby went the other way with tight.
I'll be honest, I instantly got lost in how hot that woman would be with that voice. Whoever the woman with that voice would be so hot.
Thank you, dude. I might have a new career ahead of
I
me.
was instantly like I was transported immediately.
Bobby starts an OnlyFans of just audio clips.
And then you sit on the recliner and you cross your legs, and your foreskin is so fucking tight.
Bobby could finally put his real height online and not be embarrassed.
Also, to me, it sounded like a guy like trying to sell me a lazy boy, like trying to get on the chair, feel it. Like that's all I took from the
Oh
image.
fuck! It's on sale.
You can pay it off in installments.
Oh shit! You're only gonna pay the top price. You're only gonna pay the principal. Fuck. Okay, so sorry. You had a hernia.
I had a hernia surgery.
Let's go from sexy girl voice to getting circumcised as an adult.
Yeah, no, I had to get hernia surgery, and we met with the surgeon, and it was like I don't remember. I honestly don't remember if there was like a medical need, but like I don't remember ever having like I guess like are you uncircumcised? I gather
I am
from your-
circumcised.
You are okay.
My idiot dad thought it would be hygienic. I wish he didn't.
Yeah, but and now you got AIDS anyway, so it's
Yeah,
like
it doesn't. It didn't even fucking matter, dude.
But like, so I guess like when you're uncircumcised, you're supposed to like pull back the foreskin,
Right.
so you can clean it. And like I think my foreskin was like I don't think it ever could really pull back; it was tight. So I think I just had to like get circumcised. So we just took care of it while I got hernia surgery.
Oh damn.
So I was in high school.
That sounds like a fucking like you just go in for hernia surgery and they're like, let's just take a little off the top while we're in here.
Well, thankfully they asked beforehand. But
Was
that's
there, I mean, because it was so tight it couldn't be pulled back, was it like when you look under the carpet for the first time in years, like a bunch of shits under there?
cool. Yeah. Yeah, I found my uncle's dog tags. It was crazy. It's like I knew he
If I
wasn't a
have
draft
PTSD,
dodger.
so should you, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brand new because they put dissolvable stitches around the crown, like the head of my penis.
Yeah.
So like for it took a week for them to like fall out completely. But it's pretty neat. Interesting time.
Damn.
And so your brother's still uncircumcised.
My brother is circumcised. He
Oh.
got circumcised when he was like 8.
Whoa.
Okay.
But I don't remember the circumstances. That I don't know if we were in the U.S. at the time. I think we might have still been in Russia.
You have to
when
go
that
into
happened.
international waters to get this done.
No, we were just there's options outside of the ocean of the U.S.
I don't understand.
People who aren't in the U.S. are just. It's not Waterworld or the U.S. is the option. There's other countries where people are.
Do you guys know about this?
You can get circumcised in other countries besides the U.S. and international waters.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's saying there are other countries.
There are
I don't
other
know. I don't get
countries.
this.
Oh yeah.
Bobby grew up in the village, so he
Where,
doesn't.
you know, there's some people who believe in America first. We believe in America only.
So, brother.
Like flat
But
Earth.
I'm sorry, Ilya. So your family is from another country.
We are from another country.
Okay.
Yikes.
Is
Russia.
it Eastern Ukraine?
It's,
That's what I call it.
is that a term people are using? Now?
It's what I call it.
Is it? I honestly I know. I know where Ukraine is, but like I don't know if enough. I don't care. I don't pay enough attention to anything.
Well, you
that's
already
going on there.
know more than us, Ilya.
That I know that Ukraine is a place. Is what I know. You seem to also know about it. To be fair,
Yeah, that's true.
I think
I know about it, but not by will. I know about it because
touch.
the
I know about it from the flag on white girls' Instagram pages.
Yeah.
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 and like every
Is only white girls? Do black girls not
Yeah.
support Ukraine?
I
Do you
Black
just, you
girls
just,
don't.
You just refuse to follow black.
I just don't follow black women
Oh,
on
it's like,
Instagram.
are there black people on Instagram? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Nah, the black women are concerned about preserving like the Black Lives Matter still.
Yeah.
They should merge the two flags.
Why
Put
not?
like a black fist in the middle of like the Ukraine flag.
Yeah.
Ooh. Black Ukrainian lives
Black
matter.
Ukrainian lives. Yeah.
Are there black
7 of
people in
them.
Ukraine? Yeah.
Just one guy named Sergey
Yeah.
who happens to be black.
How old were you when your family came
I was
to
like
America?
2.5, or
Okay.
what when we
Yeah.
left. So yeah, like 2.5,
And
3.
your brother's older?
Yeah, my brother was like 8 when we left.
Oh wow.
Okay. So was he? Do you know the reason why he was circumcised later in life?
I don't. I think it was just like, well, let's take care. I honestly don't. These are things that you'd be like, no, you think I would have been inquisitive about this, but nope. I don't
Yeah.
really know. And now it feels a little bit too late to be like, hey, why
Call
Jake
him
get
right
circumcised?
Call him on the podcast.
It's like, hey, do you remember? Well, I do remember because he remembers. I don't think he was like. I think he got he remembers being circumcised. I don't think he was like fully under, but it wasn't like.
Yeah.
I don't think he was like. I think he was like numbed or like. I don't think they just like
Were you completely out
band-aid
for it?
off. Yeah, I was out because
Nice.
I had the hernia surgery as well.
Right.
Which I mean, I think you'd be out anyway. I guess
Yeah.
I don't know what modern circumcisions on adults would be like.
Yeah.
But nowadays they can build a penis out of a vagina, so who knows? What
Probably some lasers, I bet.
Yeah.
real
it's not a
seamless.
Bond villain. It's they.
We don't know that.
You just laser up a dick. You gotta do.
When-
Before
They have to-
I
they just-
chop you off, Mr. Foreskin, I will tell you where I buried all the golds.
They just put your dick in a fucking cigar cutter.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
one swift move.
Yeah.
And you're Jewish.
Yes.
That's all it takes to be Jewish.
Now,
Yeah.
does it make your penis look bigger? Getting circumcised?
Oh yeah,
I'll do it again.
You did have memories of your penis
Yeah.
before and after circumcision.
Do you have pictures?
I don't think so.
Do you have
Actually,
a before and after we could throw on our Patreon?
no. But
Your dick with
With
the
any-
foreskin looks sad though.
with any luck, the doctor kept it on his wall like a barbershop.
Yeah.
Be like, I'll get the number 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like, I will say that. I mean, and not to brag, but I do think I have like a very beautiful penis.
Nice.
Yeah.
If that's a fair
Okay.
thing. Because like a trained medical professional really kind of skull. It's very nice looking at the crown. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Not by some like Hasidic Jew going all willy nilly.
No, you didn't just bite it off and spit it out like
Yeah.
an
Did he
angry
compliment the
baseball coach.
taste?
I was out for it. I don't think they tasted it.
Yeah, he was like, "Nurse, we're gonna need a bigger scalpel."
Yeah.
Get a fork while you're.
Yeah, I got a fucking cleaver or
Do
something.
you ever miss your foreskin?
Well, he has it in a jar, I assume.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to it. I assume it was probably destroyed carefully. I
Probably
hope.
part of Caitlyn Jenner's vagina.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Didn't she?
Yes.
I thought she lost
Hi,
some
I'm
of
an
that in that
80s
car
comedian.
crash.
How's it going?
Did she lose some of it in the car?
Car accident, right? They found it at the scene. They drew a little chalk outline.
The officer comes over, puts
like,
it
what
in his mouth and goes, "It's an Ashkenazi 87. I'm certain." Did I guess your birth year correctly?
86. Pretty close.
Yeah. But yeah, you weren't raised religious at all?
No, very much not.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But like,
How'd you get the hernia?
I don't know. Just the thing that I don't know.
They just happen
how we get
sometimes.
hernias. I don't know. What do you do as a 15, 16-year-old kid how to get a hernia?
Yeah.
Straining
I mean, I
yourself.
was a dock worker, but I don't know if it was that. I was just in high school. I was offloading shipping containers.
You were
in
wearing one of
Elizabeth
those fucking
Port.
Polish hats with
You guys
a
remember the
cigar.
second season of The Wire? That was my life in the summers between high school.
Yeah.
But no, I don't remember. I don't know how it happened. I think you just get it. Just the thing happened. Just like your intestines decide they want to poke out of your stomach for a little bit.
Yeah.
So what did you say to the heckler?
I think I said it's like because basically the joke I had, she said out loud the thing that the audience would think in their head based on the. I'm being weirdly ambiguous about.
Oh,
but anyway.
she probably thought she was so fucking smart.
I don't
for
think she
saying-
was, but like the thing is, like I allow a long pause because kind of like it's a joke that not everyone gets. I like it, but it's like whatever. It's a fine joke, but like some people get it, but you need a little bit of time. So I just let the silence sit there, and then she, like in that silence, I think she felt. Anytime there was like any sort of prolonged silence, she felt like the need to like chime in. I think, and so in that instance, she was like, she just said out loud the thing, and then I said, "It's like, yep, that's exactly what the punchline was. That's what you're supposed to do that in your head."
Yeah.
And then she said something else.
Is that when she realized she was an idiot, or not yet?
No, I think there was a couple, like one or two comedies after, and then she like some guy was like forgot about the subject he was talking about, and then she brought it up again, and then she felt like, I'm embarrassed, and then she just left.
The one time where she was actually being helpful.
Yeah.
Wasn't particularly helpful, I think, but yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I think the problem is like with heckle, at least with my experience, is like I'm so dry. Like I think like it's very easy to like go off on them way too easy, and like there was no reason. Like she was annoying, but she wasn't ruining anything. And if I had like wanted to
too
lean into
hard.
it, like the guy you were referencing before, like calling her a cunt or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just like that's just his energy. Like he wants to be that kind of aggro dude.
Right.
But like it would have not. If like it was a crowd, if it was like a regular show with a crowd and she was behaving the way she was, the crowd would not be on your side.
Yeah.
She wasn't being that awful.
Yeah.
Well, at a mic too, it's sometimes like if you're at a mic in New York City where everyone's just another comedian looking at their phone, that almost helps that at least you
Yeah.
have someone that's engaged.
She's actually engaged, and it's like, you can't be that shitty to her. Like she shouldn't be talking, and you can, but if you're gonna put her in place, you kind of have to be like, you have to be polite about it.
Yeah.
If you were to try to go mean, it would just play off like it wouldn't work.
I think,
Let her know how you feel about her.
I don't know if I'm ready to be vulnerable yet.
Yeah.
I know. You're not ready for that style of comedy where you fucking shed a tear on stage. I hate that shit.
Is
Yeah.
that who's the last comic you saw shed a tear on stage?
Oh, this and that.
Oh, a woman that fucking Joe made watch him jack off in the green room.
All right, Bobby. So that only happened a handful of times.
But I did say on
Joe's in the
stage,
back
to
of the
be
room,
fair.
watches her start crying. He's like, "Damn, she's doing impactful comedy."
There was
now."
like a big push of like that kind of vulnerability
Chris
comedy.
Gethard.
Yeah.
Yeah, who people say I look like sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that guy. Well, like, but like, yeah,
The
that
Great Depression.
Yeah, Gary Goldman.
But he didn't cry on stage though. I don't think.
I'm sure he did it.
And that was a good sketch. His actual material.
Really?
I liked it a lot.
I
thought it was
couldn't
really
get
fun.
into it.
Really?
I
I
was
think-
like deeply into ketamine at the time too. So I was like, all right, well, this guy like did all these breakthroughs while on ketamine. So
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be like a ketamine comedian.
Yeah, I think a lot of times the comedian's material is usually fine, but then the way their special is like advertised, like this is a great version
Yeah,
of
there's
this
that,
or whatever, and it's like that's always annoying.
Well, I never.
But then,
I guess
yeah.
I don't watch it because I've never seen that. Like I have no interest in it, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like shit on it just because I'm not gonna like anything that feels like it's gonna be a one man show. I'm not gonna watch. But the Great Depression, like the stuff interstitials in between, are like interesting to watch. But the actual material, from what I remember, is Gary Goldman's a great writer, so it's like
Yeah.
I don't think you really have a problem with
Do you
that.
follow
and
his?
he follows me on Twitter.
Do you follow his rules of comedy?
I do not. I remember when he was doing that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
No notes on stage.
Be a tall, handsome Jew. I'm
Yeah.
trying. It's a. That's a tough one. He doesn't list that as one of his rules, but like it's kind of
implied.
implicit. It's
Now-
implied.
Do you follow his rules even though he quit Tourgasm?
I mean, even though, are you saying he shouldn't have quit Tourgasm?
He never
Did he quit
should've.
Tourgasm?
He did quit
I don't-
Tourgasm midway through. Dane Cook's Tourgasm. That was
Yeah.
like on the documentary.
Why did he-
left.
Why did he quit?
I don't remember what happened with Gary
I don't know,
Goldman.
he was just having like some like personal issues. So he left and came back.
Yeah.
And poor
Do you
Robert
think
Kelly.
he got tired of having to go kart racing every day with Dane Cook?
Honestly,
in a new
dude,
city?
I wouldn't mind. I would just like hang MySpace era Dane Cook.
Yeah.
I'd just be doing fucking blow and having sex with college students and saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, Dane
That's
Cook."
modern day Dane Cook.
All right, then I'll fuck Dane.
At
I
least
would
having sex with college
Yeah.
students.
Dane. I would be honored to open for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Now, what is Ilya? You're a lawyer. What Leonardo DiCaprio is doing for the environment surely outweighs any cradle robbing allegations.
Is that was there?
Is that a legal? Is that a legal question?
Right?
It's not even that was not even a question.
Oh, let me form
Just to be
it.
clear.
Right?
I would object. My objection would be it's like objection. It's not a question.
I asked right.
Okay, fair enough.
You
I'll
did
give
say
it that.
right.
breaking even clause in the Constitution, I believe.
Well, I mean, just irrespective. First of all, there's not under the law a balancing of like you can do a crime as long as you make up for it in some other way.
That's not my
That's not a thing in law.
understanding.
I believe it's one
also-
hand washes the other.
She's like
laws.
what? She's what 19, so it's
Yeah.
just it's legal across the board. So
Oh, legal across the board.
Yeah.
Case
Yeah.
dismissed.
yeah.
Thank you for
it's like
your
like
expertise.
like your inner bicep tattoo, legal across the board. It's just a
Mr.
it's fine.
DiCaprio, you have permission to dine in.
Yeah. Here's
What's
my.
that? What's that a euphemism for?
He's talking about eating pussy
That eating
in a
pussy?
hotel room.
Why? But dining in doesn't work when eating out is already expression for eating pussy.
But no, eating
It's
in
confusing.
is when you do it in a hotel room.
Are you just going real deep?
Yeah. That's how you do it.
I'm realizing, you know how like when you're a kid and someone like comes over to your house and is like, "Wow, your parents give you like cut up hot dogs for dinner? That's weird."
Yeah.
That's what's happening to me and Matt right now.
Yeah.
Why?
Because fucking Ilya is not letting Joe get away with anything. And fucking
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, dining. That must have been an expression I've never heard before.
We just let
It
Joe
was.
say things and assume it's right. It's a Joeism, and Ilya's just like, no, he's retarded. I don't know.
No,
why
it's
you got-
true.
No, I'm giving you an opportunity to explain yourself. I'm just saying.
Plus,
you say
cut up
di-
hot dogs is a great dinner.
Yes.
No,
it is.
dude, that's a poor
Yeah.
person meal.
By the way, I have an impression of every guy when there's no women around and they're asked about Leonardo DiCaprio dating a 19-year-old. I actually don't care about Leonardo DiCaprio dating a 19-year-old.
I don't know. I liked Wolf of Wall Street.
So many guys that are like, how could he do this? I'm like, how whipped are you right now?
Yeah, did you
don't care.
Did you see his fucking 19-year-old girlfriend? Hubba hubba.
She's only 19, but her mind is older.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
And like, aren't we supposed aren't these like the same fucking people that said the voting age should be lowered to 16 as soon as like there's some dumbass fucking school activist?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Also, there was the
are you saying so? They're like wanting us to have sex with these teenagers?
Yeah.
Is what
Absolutely.
is the point you're making?
The world we're living in now puts way too much sexual emphasis on kids.
cuties.
Yeah, cuties. The cast of
They're
strangers.
talking
Case
about us,
dismissed.
Aw.
Case dismissed.
Wow, you're really losing this case right now, Ilya.
Yeah.
Am I losing the
I hate
case
to tell
against pedophilia? What's the case?
Yeah.
What's the case that's happening? I mean,
I don't know, but
Congratulations.
Joe is much louder than you, so
Yeah,
I
he
think
is
he
louder.
is winning.
Congratulations. Pedophilia is now legal because Ilya's a bad lawyer.
Yeah.
The scales of justice has been tipped forever, dude.
Ilya, as a lawyer who needs to see both sides of the issue, argue in favor of pedophilia for us right now.
a favorite pedophilia. Well, I mean, I think it's just the natural way of the world, right? It happens too much to not at least consider that maybe God wants us to do this.
We got to find the patterns and everything.
Yes.
But like,
Being
yeah,
God-
it's
yeah.
something that that's it because like, yeah, it goes across all cultures.
Joe-
It's
Joe-
not just isolated. It's not just like, man, these fucking people in the South, like they're out of control, having sex with a fucking teenager. It's like
I told Ilya, hypothetically, make an argument in favor of pedophilia, and Joe's being convinced.
He's right.
Wow, Ilya,
Just
you're
like,
really
you know,
good.
when you put it that way.
Yeah.
Ilya's a great lawyer.
It's like I never really thought about it that way. I think about it a lot, but I never
Yeah.
thought about it that way.
He brings up like, look at these ancient tablets from Mesopotamia that show
Yeah.
everyone banging a fucking hot fucking teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think is that what this tablet showed?
Absolutely, it was either that or Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh is a story. It's not a tablet. What are you talking
It's
about?
on tablets.
It's on
though.
tablet, but it's not. It's not illustrated, is it?
It's like written.
They didn't even have tablets until a few years ago.
That's fun. That's fun.
Cute joke.
It was a cute joke. Thank you for reminding me.
Anyway, so how you feeling about roasting Justin Roiland?
I don't know. I
I
think he'll be
have no idea what he did.
Rick and Morty.
No,
Is that what you're asking? Are you talking about his filmography?
yeah. People are mad at him for this.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't. I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I think it's a weird. I don't know. 'Cause it's like a weird.
It's like
It's always.
work-
It's always nerve wracking doing roast stuff because you don't get a chance to run the jokes by anyone. Plus, I'm going up against Patrick Schroeder, who's great. Like so. As long I don't really. As long as I hope I do well enough, I don't want anything to go. I don't care if win or lose, doesn't matter. But I just hope I don't suck at it. But who knows?
Well, Justin, I think it was like workplace abuse. He was.
He
seemed like a shitty boss.
He
was like not there for the last 3 years.
There was a lot of that stuff, which I was like, I didn't even write jokes about. Like people were like, oh, he wasn't showing up, and then like he just was like, he would just say what he wanted. I was like, all right, he just seems like a shitty guy to work with. But then like there was some stuff about like him texting like fans who are like underage fans, like weird stuff.
Bobby, he's stealing your moves.
Yeah, except for the fans part. But he's like texting underage people. But and like so there's some of those texts and like just like kind of shitty stuff like that. He just seems kind of like a douchey guy, I guess. I don't know. But like he also has 2 felony charges against him, so who knows?
What are the felony charges for?
One's is a domestic battery, and the other is like false imprisonment.
So,
but I don't know. The particulars aren't like released, so I don't know.
How would you defend him in a court of law?
I'd probably find out what happened first, or get his side of the story, then see what the actual.
He's like, all
allegations
right,
are.
I tried to fuck these kids. How do you get me off?
I'd be like, first of all, pretend you didn't say that. And just be clear, you're not being accused of that. You're just being charged with domestic battery. Yeah. Why did you mention kids?
I had the idea of someone in court for parking tickets. He's like, Your Honor, I did not fuck those kids.
It's like, oh god. It's like, okay. Well, now I feel like we should find him guilty just in case.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Have you ever had to defend someone you knew was guilty?
I haven't done that much criminal stuff, but like the ones I have, like the only criminal stuff I have done is like some guilty plea allocution. So technically they're like are guilty, but it's like just something drug possession and stuff or like things like that. Nothing like more serious than that.
Nothing where you're trying to get someone off.
No. Well, there's nothing wrong. Like ethically speaking, it's like it's perfectly fine to do that as long as you're not also presenting like false evidence or whatever. So if you know a person's guilt, like the only conflict would be like if you know for a fact, if you're confident that the person's guilty. There's a difference between like maybe you suspect they're guilty, but like if you know for certain that the person is in fact guilty, you wouldn't be allowed, if they went up to testify and lied, you wouldn't be allowed to present that testimony.
Okay.
And so in that situation, you what you call for, it's called for like narrative testimony. Basically, you're recusing yourself because you wouldn't be able to participate in it, but he has a right to speak. And then the court would basically know that you think your client is guilty and you can't participate in it. But that, I don't know how often that's ever really happened. Like
do they always end up finding a lawyer who, even if they do think they're guilty, will at least pretend just to take the
Well,
gig?
I mean, I'm sure you could probably find lawyers like that. But I mean, also, I mean, whether you're guilty or not is not really the issue a lot of times. Like, can they actually prove it? Do they have evidence, and did they obtain the evidence in a constitutionally valid way?
So a lawyer could theoretically think, I do think he's guilty, but I believe in our system so much,
of course.
I'm going to do everything I can to prove that he's innocent, even though I think he's guilty. And then what happens if
you can I mean, it's not somebody like, it's not proving you're innocent. It's just saying like the burden is on the state. Can they prove beyond a reasonable doubt is the standard.
Reasonable doubt.
But so if you can present alternative
I believe
theories,
shadow of a doubt.
Shadow of a doubt.
Do they use shadow of a doubt?
I don't believe so.
When it's a black person, they do.
Yeah. I mean, we're all thinking of it, but it's just like, all right.
That sounds kind of shady.
Yeah.
That's fun. I'm just gonna preempt you before you compliment your own joke. That was a cute joke.
Yeah.
You don't need to say.
Are you confident enough to like represent yourself in court if it came down to it?
I mean, I guess it depends what was. I mean, there's the adage of anyone who represents themselves in court has a fool for a lawyer kind of thing. Depends why am I being
involuntary manslaughter.
I'd probably hire someone else.
Nice.
My best friend is a lawyer at he was at Legal Aid and then he went to another group. But like, I don't know if he's done homicide, but like I would go with a pro, someone who knows that. I'm not gonna like wing my first involuntary manslaughter case. I'll be like, I think I'm gonna Ted Bundy this myself.
Yeah, after
And
you
just-
fuck it up, you're like,
Ted
damn, my client's gonna be so mad at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Ted Bundy
Yeah.
defended himself.
Yeah, I think eventually he did. I think
Yeah.
he might have had other lawyers.
And there's
as
that
well.
whole Jim Norton bit of like, oh, that means he's so smart. No, it doesn't. He fucking lost and was executed.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing that could happen to you.
I would be like, now I'm just a simple murderer.
A simple small town
Yeah.
southern murderer.
Now I just murdered but a few people. I'm not one for book learning or lawyering. But I know a man is innocent of raping.
You're accused of rape, and you're like, I've committed a couple murders, but I never raped a woman.
Yeah, it's like, hold on, read those charges back to me. No, I didn't commit the murders either. Sorry, I thought it was just the rape stuff.
My mistake. I also did not murder anyone.
Your
I
Honor-
misspoke.
Your Honor, I'd like to do takesies backsies, please.
I would like this
Your
stricken
Honor,
from
if
the
you-
record.
I'll direct the jury to notice that my fingers were crossed during the last 10 minutes. Which I believe is a valid.
Yeah. So you do immigration law
Yeah, yeah,
mostly.
yeah.
So you're usually trying to help people stay in the country.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you're good. So you're actually
If you
after
like,
all of it, he's a good lawyer. After all, we're all this goofing
what did you
around.
think? What did you think I did?
I thought you were a corporate lawyer.
Is that the vibe I give off?
I don't know.
Because I don't say anything. That's your default.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, you're all.
Joe's just
Hold on. Here,
anti-Semitic.
here come the fucking cops to arrest us.
Is that because I kicked that homeless guy the other day? Is that why?
Yeah.
Is the vibe I give?
Classic Ilya. That's very cool, man.
Yeah.
Have you so like you must have been busy during the Trump administration, huh?
Not more busy, but like a lot of things changed, and you have to like immigration policy changes a lot, and it's like, and like the cases like for asylum, like the stuff I focus on is like Nepal, people from Nepal, and so like any asylum case you're doing depends on. But
Is that because people from
Bobby.
Bobby's gonna derail.
I'm very sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you, but when you said a lot of things change, I was just thinking about how when a lot of things change,
this had better
they
be
stay the same.
Are you okay, Bobby?
Can you believe Bobby like cracked himself up with an old saying?
But he didn't even get the saying right.
The more things change.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
That's funny.
You just said some of the words and
Just
then laughed.
my brain was like, what if you interrupt Ilya talking like seriously for a second? to,
I've never
like, say
seen someone
that?
act out an intrusive thought before. It's pretty neat. At least it was this. At least it wasn't anything. It's like, I'm going to steal this baby or something. It's just
Yeah.
like, I'm going to laugh
Yeah.
for no
If I
clear
had just
reason.
interjected with that, it would have been less disruptive than what I just did. So I apologize.
So anyway, Nepal.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, there's a lot of aspects to asylum, but basically, it's whatever the conditions are in the country affect your case. So, like, let's say, maybe last year, if, like, the government changes or things improve. Okay. Is this
Bobby-
Bobby's got to go sit down.
What's happening? Is this
I don't know.
Bobby was so impressed with what he said.
Okay, you should get the, you should get him on-
Just sitting down on the floor
You should
in
get on
the
camera.
fetal position.
you should get the camera on him. You should.
Get the camera on him, Matt. He might. I think he got high.
I think Bobby will
Are you
come
okay?
back. Anyway, Ilya,
All right.
we'll continue talking about
No, third time's a
Nepal.
try, I think.
Yeah, I think
Third
we'll
time's a
get
charm, I
there.
think
So
we'll
are
get-
different immigration lawyers assigned to different countries?
No, but my boss is from Nepal, and everyone who works there is Nepali. So we're just in with that community. So all my cases are up there.
Got it.
I've had other cases.
So serious question. What's up with the flag?
Oddly enough, it doesn't come up in the case. I
It's a
don't know.
weird flag. You ever seen the
It's a cool
Nepali
flag.
flag?
It's just like it looks like a pennant flag, just like a
Yeah, it's like two
yeah.
triangles.
Yeah. That's fun. I think it's neat that they went their own way with it, right?
Yeah.
Why should
Do
flags
their
all be
own
the
thing.
same shape?
Yeah.
Also, probably flies better.
Yeah. I don't
Damn.
know if they would change all the other flags.
I feel
That'd
like
be
their
weird.
military funerals are going to be trickier though. You got to
Yeah.
do the one
Yeah.
triangle, then the other
Right.
triangle.
They can change all the other flags though, because the more things change, the more they stay the same.
God damn it! Bobby just figured. Bobby just got his shit together, and now you're like,
Joe, I need you to hold me.
I don't know what happened to Bob. Bobby had a stroke in the middle
Bob
of the
had
episode.
Bob. I dosed him before he came in.
I like how you call it locker room talk, as if this is like, oh, bros in the locker room.
Better believe it,
This
dude.
is very much not. It's the
No,
wrong
it's just
vibe.
in case anyone's ever like, oh my god, they said that. It's like, yeah, it's just some locker room talk.
Well, when
Yeah.
it came out, there were like 100 podcasts called Locker Room Talk.
now
but-
we're the top one.
And I think because we're the only one left that's
Yes.
actively posting too.
Yeah, we've outlived all the other. One of them was an XFL podcast, which
See that?
starting next week, this will become because the XFL's back and
Oh,
I
is
am
it back?
watching.
After a 20-year hiatus?
No,
Yeah.
they brought it back a couple years ago,
Oh.
and
but
then
like
the
COVID-
pandemic.
yeah, COVID slowed it down.
slowed
So
it
this is like
down.
the Tom Holland era of XFL.
This is the Dwayne the Rock Johnson era.
Okay.
The Rock.
Oh,
bought
right, he bought it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
And yeah, it was in 2020 they started it, and I went to a Guardians game at MetLife Stadium.
like you said, mentioned the name of the team as if that's gonna
The New York Guardians.
That's gonna resonate with them.
I'm a
Oh, the New
day,
York Guardians.
Yes, I am a day one
Did they play
Guardians
the
fan.
New Jersey OK football people? I don't know.
No, I forgot who we played actually. May have been the Tampa Bay Rattlers or some shit like that.
Rattlers?
I don't know if that was. That probably wasn't it. I forgot what it was.
And this is at FetLife Stadium.
MetLife
I
Stadium.
see.
FetLife's good. FetLife Stadiums are fun. That's
Hell
a fun
yeah.
one. That's a good joke.
But yeah, it was basically like a wrestling crowd at a football game. We were chanting MVP for the quarterback after the first 20 minutes. Ilya's looking at Bobby, waiting for you to say something dumb.
Because you can see when Bobby's brain is lost in like I'm trying to make another FetLife joke, and like I see you talking, it's like Bobby's not listening to you at all.
It's like the fucking meme from The Hangover with Zach Galifianakis with the
Yeah, the number
Equations and
Yeah.
shit.
That's just my brain most of
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah.
Then I say something to almost no reaction.
Bobbert, you don't mean that.
I don't.
Are there people who you've gotten in the country that are like, oh my god, Ilya Laksin is my hero? We love Ilya Laksin.
I think if you were to like talk to like on like if you were to go on like Nepali like Queens community Facebook, probably there's a lot of pictures because a lot of clients like take pictures of me after they're hearing like
nice.
We're trying to get into that circuit actually.
I think if I randomly took, I don't live in Queens. If I randomly took Ubers regularly throughout Queens, probably once every month or two, I'd probably get into an Uber of a client of mine or something.
Oh, that's
like
nice.
a lot of them are Uber drivers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So possibly they might be recognize me. I don't
Do you
know.
speak any Nepalese?
No, I don't. I could say namaste, which is obviously a sort of their aloha almost because they kind of say it all purpose.
Oh, that's from Nepal?
Well, I don't know if I mean, so Nepali is its own language, but obviously has overlaps, I think, with Hindi. So I think they
Okay.
don't say namaste.
It's
yeah.
Hindi. I know it's from yoga, but I've only ever heard it from white women.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Do you think it's kind of gross that Nepalese men took that phrase from white women?
Yeah.
First of all, stop saying Nepalese. Just say Nepalese or Nepal.
Yeah,
the way you're
Bobby.
breaking it up is really throwing
Nepalese
the rhythm.
does sound like it sounds like I'm using a slur, doesn't it?
Nepalese.
Hell yeah.
We're just goofing, man.
That makes up for everything else I've called you. That was great.
You just fucking Ilya thought of the name of your solo practice.
Nepalese.
Yeah.
Is that how you think lawyers name their practices?
Solo
It's
practices.
like Nepal.
Yeah.
It would
and-
be Laskin and Sons.
Ooh. You'd have to have some
Congratulations.
sons first.
Well, we're not like a butchery company. Wait, why would I put the and sons for
Why not?
lawyers?
Yeah, is there a
It's-
lawyer? That's it's like it's like PC Richard and Son is the
Yeah.
one I think of. That
Yeah.
you know the famous law firm PC Richard and Son.
Yeah.
How about do we cheat him and how, Ilya?
Yeah.
A little bit of a lawyer
Look.
joke for you guys at home.
Yeah. I listened to Car Talk growing up. I get it. It's
I don't know what that is.
It's an old. It's just like I don't know what is it. Is it? It's not a street joke. It's just like an old.
I think it's a lawyer joke.
Yeah.
I
so-
heard it from now Ilya. I don't know if you
Why
know
are you
this.
talking to me?
Thank God he hates you now, dude.
I love Bobby. I just don't. I don't like your either of your vibes, but I love Bobby.
If he doesn't like me in touch, he's gonna hate what he has to do when the cameras are off.
yeah.
You want
hate it.
several more followers on Instagram, Ilya?
Yeah.
You better pay up, so to speak.
You want us to post this video?
Oh, you homie ransom. It's like if you want us to post this, you're gonna have to let Bobby
Ilya walks
rape
in,
you, I
there's just
guess?
a black couch and a white wall behind it and a camcorder. And it's like, well, so you want to be in podcasting, huh?
And then I come out in brown face saying, "Mr. Laksin, I'd like to get into this country."
Well, that sounds like you would then want to fuck me.
Yes.
Okay.
That was Nepalese
So what's
music,
like-
by the way. That's what I was
Okay.
trying to do.
So
Like that you hear at a bodega, right? I feel like it didn't come out that way.
what?
Now, would you say what I just did?
Yeah, let's move on. What?
No, I want to link here.
No, we don't have to keep talking about what you just did, Bobby.
Now, would you say that is an appropriate approximation of Nepalese music?
What?
What I did before.
Were you doing music? What did you do?
You know, where it's like,
You're barely making sound. Like, just commit to it. It's like, I don't want to be racist. I'll put the mic away and barely be audible.
well, I don't know if I get louder, if that will help, if that will.
If
Well,
you
it
pull
helps
the,
to
no,
hear.
if you pull the mic away, it's less racist.
That's
The
right. Yeah.
Jews run the
Yeah, me-
They might not have even picked that up. Damn, if Mel Gibson just pulled the microphone away from his face.
My wife got
There's a
raped by a Paco.
Yeah. It's too bad he didn't think that he might be recorded at the time. Otherwise, he would have thought ahead.
Yeah.
I like how that's him thinking ahead would be like, I'm gonna still say it, but
Yes.
I'm just gonna pull the mic away.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times now when people get caught saying either racist or sexist things in emails or whatever, there's still a little bit of a thought of, people kind of know things have gotten out there in the past. Like, the Mel Gibson stuff is as wild as it gets, because back then, literally no one ever thought anyone would ever hear it.
Yeah.
Like, when you get stuff from, like, the 80s that's, like, uncovered, it's full on, I mean, come on, 6
Yeah.
million, really?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Yeah, because
I'm-
people weren't looking for it.
Exactly.
It was almost so heinous. They were like, well, everyone has to hear this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I did one of the Staten Island roasts where everyone's in characters, and I was the Jews, and I was roasting Mel Gibson. And for the roast, I looked up some of the, I was just like, let's see what anti-Semitic remarks Mel Gibson has made. And even I was like, Jesus, I didn't realize it was this bad.
What did he actually say about Jews?
He went from 0 to 60 when he got pulled over.
He went from 0 to 6 million.
Yes.
But
He got pulled over from a cop that was Jewish.
yeah,
and-
but then he said, "Are you a Jew?" He asked her, "Are you a Jew?" That's what I remember, something like that, right?
yeah, and when she said yeah, and I'm
Which
arresting you.
legally the cop has to tell you.
Are you a Jew? If you're a Jew, you
It's
have
like,
to tell
Are you a
me.
Jew? Are you a narc?
Are you a Jewish narc?
Are you a cop? Also, are you a Jewish cop?
God forbid, dude. But like, yeah, immediately.
That's an Andy Kindler joke. He's like, how anti-Semitic do you have to be to get pulled over by a cop and be like, "Are you a Jew?"
I have to decide how upset I'm going to be. But the next thing he said was Jews are responsible for all the wars.
Yes.
Which is like so... Like if he just like called her, God forbid, Joseph, the Kaesler, I'd be like, well, that's bad, but I get if you're drunk and you're mad at a person that's Jewish, that you would just say that.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, well, I don't know if kike is like as resonant as like a
Here's
thing.
what. Okay, so I'm looking through. I don't remember. I remember at the time my bit was a lot of people say Mel Gibson's anti-Semitic, but come on, people just say that nowadays. So here, I have a couple of the quotes that Mel Gibson has said that are anti-Semitic, and I opened and the paper falls all the way down to the ground of all the things he said. And I only read like 3 of them, but I remember looking him up. It was like just like casually, he's a makeup artist who is gay, and a friend and some other woman who worked at some set. Gibson, when the makeup artist was gay, went over to Gibson. He said, "Oh wait, am I going to get AIDS?" And then turns to the woman who's Jewish and said, "You're not an oven dodger, are you?"
Oh, he's just doing bits, dude.
Yeah.
He's just
That's
messing
cool.
around.
I like how he sprinkles in like anti-Semitic, like even if like he has to shoehorn it into a conversation. It's like
Yeah.
it's like when people bring like Tabasco everywhere with them. It's like I'm just gonna make this anti-Semitic, even though it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't really suit the situation at
Add a
all.
little flavor to the conversation.
Yeah, it's a good time.
That's oven dodger makes it sound like the insult is that you wouldn't get into the oven like a good man.
Yeah, it's like that. Well, yeah, that is a weird insult. Is like you refuse to let yourself be exterminated when the option like what's like.
Doesn't Dodgers sound like a group of Jews that like fought their way out of the concentration
Well, that's the
camp?
thing. Is like, also, the word Dodger implies like cowardice, like draft Dodger. So, oh, you pussy!
Yeah.
You wouldn't go into the gas chamber. It's like
You want to go to Canada instead of having your
Yeah.
flesh burned?
yeah, like the.
Why don't you do your duty and get in the oven?
I wish the anti-Semites would just give a little more thought to their slurs.
Yeah, give
Because
them
it rolls off
props.
the tongue pretty well, oven Dodger.
it does. Yeah.
Right? It sounds like a
and
British
apparently
thing.
he called. Yeah, it was Winona.
OD.
It was Winona Ryder. He called an oven dodger.
Oh,
She
okay.
Jewish?
I don't know, but she did like to steal.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot Winona Ryder
You
stole.
sold the physical parts.
She did steal
On an
like
audio podcast.
yeah.
Oh, it stole a bunch of jewelry or something. I remember.
Yeah,
that
like a
story.
purse or something. Yeah.
Payday loans.
Oh,
Classic
payday candy
classic
bars.
Jewish behavior is shoplifting.
Yes.
They should have payday candy bars at payday loan offices.
Oh, Jews would
How could
steal.
they
The
not? Jews
Jews are really into payday. And 100 grand.
All right, man.
And Snickers. Guy that doesn't understand the bit.
It's like my friend Seth likes Kit Kats. What's up?
Yeah. God, I'm trying to find some more. Why is it so hard to find some of these Mel Gibson? I
I'm
remember
wondering
at the
what
time-
you're control effing right now.
Yeah.
It's also just coming like his most recent searches.
Yeah.
It's like, yep. So I mean, all right. So I mean, I haven't. Okay, oven dodgers is a weird stretch of a thing to say.
He thought about it. That's
Yeah.
something that was
that
lingering.
sounds like something he thought about and was really like that he might have come up with himself, or he like maybe saw on a forum online and was like really proud of, and it was like giving it like a test run.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm going to try this out, see what people think.
Yeah, because if you're just like, you Jew, you're a novice. You haven't
Yeah.
thought about this at all. Yeah, you're upset enough to be hateful now, but you
Yeah.
haven't put the work
Maybe
in.
do you think Oven Dodger he thought like, well, it's not exactly saying Jew, so I can't really get in trouble for it. Do you think he was like
Yeah,
covering his
they
ass
could
a
be
bit?
Roma, homosexual,
Yeah. I've had a lot-
Jehovah Witness.
I've had a lot of Roma clients too, a handful of them.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was
You're like,
right.
I'm glad I helped that lady out, and then your wallet's gone.
They never sold for me, but a lot of them have been accused of they do quick change scams. It's
Okay.
like this thing where it's like you'll go to like a Best Buy or a store and basically like
You get
you'll-
gypped out of your money.
they don't really mind. They say gypsy a lot just because like that's the word they know as
Yeah.
well. They don't like really call themselves, but
Can we call them that, or is it like the N word for black
I don't think they
people?
really care. I
Where
think
you
they,
can
I
only
don't
say
think
it
they, I think
behind
they
closed
made
doors.
that up.
Yeah.
That it's like offensive because it's like a definition. Right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think like they kind of call it like they also say. I mean, that's also what people do say as a slur to them. But they also say, like I don't think at least like my clients I've had like it's just a word that's like yeah that's what we're called, but we're also like it's it's
But
more.
they're also like
subtle than that.
musicians and
I don't know. I don't know if
artists.
any of them are that, but like they're it's I mean, I'll try to tread lightly here only because I don't want to devolve too much into stereotypes.
You don't
but-
want to get
but,
fucking cursed, dude.
Yeah, that's a
that's
big
what
thing.
it really comes down. You don't want some old fucking Roma woman to
Okay, the way you said Roma.
what?
You somehow turned the proper word into the slur.
I don't know I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm afraid of getting like a curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
read the book.
Curse to podcast with two idiots.
Forever.
And the Patreon will never go above $150.
But yeah,
Just enough where you think you're getting momentum.
so gypsy is they don't see it as like. Have you ever
maybe
seen
they
them?
do, but they also call themselves. They'll say, they like, I'll ask them like, well, what happened to them in Romania? Because a lot of them are from Romania. And they'll be like, they'll curse me. They'll say, you filthy gypsy scum or whatever. But then they'll say, I speak gypsy or something like, because like their language, I think we would categorize it or call it Roma, but they'll say, I speak gypsy or something. So it's just how they learn what
You
the
ever
word
try
is
to
from
tell
the-
them that using the word gypsy is offensive?
It hasn't come up. I don't really try to. Yeah, I don't.
Like,
think,
I actually took a
actually-
multicultural elective in college, and that's very offensive that you
Yeah.
just said that.
Well, I remember when I was in law school, like at that clinic that I was talking about, like our client was female and it was like a domestic violence thing, and so like they had like a one class like was like a lecture, like a seminar on like how to talk to women who have experienced sexual violence or whatever, like how if you're if you're a guy or how to make them comfortable, and like I haven't had that many female clients, like but I have a good number.
Is it
and I
how
would
to
say-
talk to a female comedian?
Just how to talk to them. Well, insofar as they're just going to talk about the rape a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like blah blah blah. We get it.
Yeah.
But write something new. But no. But like the female clients I've had who've been like raped or whatever. Like sometimes like you talk to them pretty straight. Like you try to be polite and like I'll be like, oh, as a guy.
So show me on the doll where.
Yeah, I should get rid of the rape doll. It's
Yeah.
but I don't have anywhere else to put my coat.
Yeah.
But so no, but like some.
Ilya has life-size rape doll.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a life-size
it's a-
rape doll with big fake tits.
It's just a-
big all makeup on.
It's just a repurposed CPR doll. I cut some holes into it. But no, you asked them like.
You just painted the CPR doll black.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure did.
Bobby, you're on fire this episode.
You guys all pause like, whoa, come on. We have a line here.
I was giving you a chance to just roll on the floor again at your own joke if you wanted. I was just giving you the out. If you
No, I
wanted.
mean, that riff was pretty good, but it's nowhere near as good as the one I came up with earlier. I mean, you could-
Oh, the riff that made you laugh?
Yeah.
All right. But no, what was I going to say?
Okay, yeah.
Let me get back.
You were talking about speaking with rape victims.
Yeah, basically, most of them, if you talk to them, they talked about it pretty matter-of-factly, especially when they're talking to me. Like,
They don't make a one-woman show
no,
out of it.
But no,
Do they keep going like, I shouldn't go too much into detail, you were there?
no, they don't accuse. But
like, have you ever heard of Joe Gorman?
yeah, I was gonna say, no, I'm not gonna bring it up. But there's a comic I don't know, a comic I know who's been doing a joke, like a lot of material about her being raped by another comic, and I didn't know who it was, and then someone else told me who the comic was, and it's a comic that we all know. But
Was it Daniel J. Para fan?
no, he doesn't have the stamina to rape.
Thank God. Who was it? James Pontillo?
It's going to keep naming people.
Who was
It
it?
wasn't by chance someone we're not enemies with, was it?
Was
I
it?
don't know your enemy list.
We have several.
Oh my
Apparently.
God. Who could it be? All right, well, let's say who it's not. No way was it Patrick Haggerty. All right, that guy's it. Derek Gonzalez, not happening.
No.
Anyone who's appeared on the Locker Room podcast, innocent.
Which, if you haven't been on our podcast,
You might be a rapist.
I could.
You've never been in our podcast.
You might be a rapist. If you've ever done Comedy Fight Club, you're probably a rapist.
I mean, probably not. Just to be clear.
Yes.
It's all ironic.
Yeah.
But I had one woman who was like during the hearing. It was like, so it's me, my client next to me, then the judge, and then the government attorney, and she was like talking about it, and she was like, she was gang raped. I think by, I don't know if it was back in Nepal or if it was when she was being smuggled on the way to the U.S. basically, and so she was basically at a certain point during the direct examination, the judge was like, all right, I don't think there's a credibility issue, because she was sobbing. But then the government attorney wanted to do the cross-examination, and every time she started to ask a question, my client would just like sob inconsolably, like she just couldn't start talking. And then the government attorney, okay, fine, let me move on to another subject. And she asked about her husband, and her husband had been like violently attacked as well, and so she brought up the husband, and then she starts sobbing again, and so she just couldn't get and the government attorney just kept on trying to do the examination, and the judge was just annoyed with her. Basically, was like, she's clearly not lying.
They didn't
She
let her in
clearly
the country, though.
suffered
We
a
don't
lot.
need any more crying bitches in America.
Yeah.
Did you find out she's here on an actor's visa?
Yeah.
Oh, great, a whiny fucking woman. You belong in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
No, but I told her to start doing comedy. It's great.
Yeah, there you go.
It's great. But yeah, no.
Do you
I
have to
thi-
notice
she
how
will be
men
on
don't have
Comedy
top
Fight
sheets on their beds?
She will be on Comedy Fight Club next week now.
yeah, she's got tight 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Ladies, if your man doesn't have a bed frame, flee the country.
You seem like you're particularly offended by the whole bed frame thing, right?
I hate it.
Was that a hard you have.
We don't have a fucking bed frame. I guess we do.
What is your bed on? It looks like high up. What's
No,
it
it is on a bed frame. But
Okay.
I didn't have a bed frame before Kelly came into my life. I slept on a pile of dirty laundry like a man.
Yeah. And your wife is a lawyer too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
Does she do immigration law?
She
Do you
does,
guys
yeah.
work in the same office?
No. She works like for a nonprofit somewhere. Not somewhere. I know where it is. But she,
Tell the listeners exactly where your wife works.
she works for a nonprofit. Yeah.
Does she do immigration? Not Nepal though.
No, but she does a lot of like Middle East Arab stuff, like Syrian, Yemeni cases.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you've heard about. It's a lot. Not a great place.
Pretty
Oh,
heavy.
because like a
scary.
bunch of shit's happening in Yemen.
Yeah, a lot of bombing and pretty horrible stuff. If you believe the media.
If you believe the liberal media.
the liberal media, the Jew media,
The Jew
as we call
media. The Jew media. The Jew You gotta pull the mic
it.
away.
The media Jew. Wait, do I pull it towards me when I say Jew, or I pull it away when I say Jew?
Away.
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 Jew.
Yeah. Jew.
Is this how you play a didgeridoo? The didgeridoo?
Didgeridoo. Didgeridoo.
Wow.
Control the brain. Controls compound interest. Blah blah blah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, good time. Good riff.
But what? It's Saudi, Yemen and Saudi.
Yeah, no, Yemen and Syria, and then and other cases here and there. But I think she might have had some Saudi. I think she had a client who was from Palestine originally, and then lived a long time in
Have
Saudi
you
Arabia.
ever had to defend someone or work with someone where you feel like, I don't know if this person should be in this country?
I've never So an interesting thing about Nepal is from like 96 to 2006, they had like a violent civil war, basically. Like 17,000 people were murdered.
I much prefer non-violent civil wars.
There's probably some peaceful. The Guns N' Roses song, that's not a violent song.
There you go.
What's so civil about war anyway?
That's a poignant ending to that song.
The first time I heard it, I was so angry.
Yeah, because you were just found out about war.
Yeah, I've never known about war.
Like, my army, man. I thought we were on this right side of things. No, but there was a war, and so I've had clients who were in the Nepalese army, and there's our accounts of like Nepalese army people being involved with human rights abuses during the war, killing Maoists and like torturing them and killing them. Yeah. So like when I've had clients like that, there are terrorism bars to asylum, and so one of the things will be like, if you were involved in the army, the government's going to ask you questions like, did you ever use your weapon? Did you kill people? Did you imprison people? Like they'll find out. And so I've never had clients ever, as far as I'm aware.
They usually don't pass before getting to you. They have to have gone through some sort.
There's also a material support bar. So like this is one of those fucked up rules that in immigration. So like if you ever given support to a terrorist group, that might be a bar to relief for discretionary reasons, but like if you did it under duress, it still counts against you. So like in my case, like if the Maoists came to your home and demanded money from you or said, we need a place to live and you need to make us food, and they threaten under violence, and then you give them that stuff, that counts as you having given material support to them, even though you did it under duress.
I guess the reason being like then otherwise everyone would say, oh, I had to do it.
I think
under
probably
duress.
I assume it's something like that.
Have you been like working with someone who just like cultural things where they just start, I don't know, just kind of casually saying, like, women do belong in the kitchen, though. Like that type.
I'm trying to. I don't recall off the top of my head. I think I might have had one or twice. There might have said something kind of like, but like not really hateful. But they're like, oh, in my country, they'll be like, well, why didn't your wife do this? Like, well, in my country, women don't, or something like that. Okay. But like never like any. I don't think any of them like culture shock come to the U.S. It's like, oh, why are all these women walking around? Like I think it's.
Yeah,
because Nepal is.
I think that every day, dude.
Yeah, me too. Why are these women walking around in New York?
Why aren't they in wheelchairs? Like I like them.
Yeah,
it's a Bobby's thing. Bobby likes paraplegic.
Yeah. Whoa, Bobo! I never knew.
Ever any like racist or just kind of like, wait, you fucking let Saudis here? Or I don't know what. I don't know what they.
I think Matt's a little disappointed that you don't have a story of someone being backwards.
Yes. They probably. I mean, so I've had clients who. Well, I mean, I don't know if they're racist, but I've had like clients who like those U visa cases I was telling you about, like they were a victim of crime. Yeah. And they were in some of them, like one guy was like, I think working at like a liquor store or a gas station, and like black guy like assaulted him, like robbed him, and I think you're just. But I don't think he's anything racist about him. But if you were to ask him what he thinks about black people, it's probably not like the best.
Yeah. I'm asking. I'm asking these questions because I know Donald Trump told me that they're not sending our best. Mm-hmm. They're criminals. They're rapists. So I just want to hear from.
Yeah. But they're sending their best rapists. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what no one ever talks about.
This is the cream of the crop.
That's what the liberal media doesn't want you to know. They're sending their best criminals and best rapists.
Yeah, these are elite. They're sending cat burglars, which we haven't seen those in decades, probably.
Burglars. Yeah. Gato from Mexico.
Gato, whatever. Gato and whatever the Spanish word for burglar. You speak Spanish, right?
Burglaro.
Nailed it.
Oh, bandito, probably.
All that Duolingo is paying off, huh?
Mm-hmm. Duolingo stands for it means to lingo.
And lingo comes from comes from the Latin word for tongue.
Yeah. I don't think that's true.
Oh, it was Abraham Lincoln's birthday this week.
Happy birthday, Abe. What did you do to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's birthday, Ilya?
Well, I freed my slave. He sort of, but like just like for a couple days.
Yeah, like you took the gag out of his mouth and was like, all right, go run free for a little bit. He hasn't
seen his family since I sold him, so he's like taking a nice time. He's trying to find them. I don't know. But as long as he's back by next Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, a whole week. Are you not generous?
I'm very generous with my time.
Yeah. Needed to,
I kept his wife and children. They're still at home.
Yeah, you celebrated Valentine's Day with his wife and children.
Yeah.
What's a lawyer couple's Valentine's Day?
We didn't do anything yesterday. Well, because
that's what a lawyer couple does.
So we agree that we love each other. Yes. Is that true?
It's like February 15th. Well, today is our anniversary, actually.
Oh,
so it's easier to memorize.
Did you say you didn't want to do anything, and she said objection?
Yes, that's how I sexually assault my wife. It's like we're doing it. It's like I object. It's like overruled.
Yes.
I will point you to the direction of the "I want to" clause.
Lawyer rape. I overrule your lack of consent.
I just want it on the record that I'm opposed to this. It's like noted. So we preserve the issue for appeal.
Hell yeah.
But no, but yeah. So we designed it so like our anniversary is the day after Valentine's. So we don't really
2 for 1.
Yeah.
Everyone, yep.
Did
What are you going to do
guys-
tonight then?
What?
What are you going to do tonight?
Doing the spit roast. Can stand.
For their
you're not doing
anniversary?
anything?
No,
for
we're
your
going.
anniversary?
We're actually driving up to tomorrow. We're going to drive up to Vermont. Spend like a weekend.
Oh, nice.
Skiing and or snowboarding. and
Ooh.
everything. Yeah.
How white?
My wife is not white.
Well, that's a very white hobby to do, to go to Vermont and go skiing.
Why
You're
can't-
showing
you don't
her
think-
your white ways.
I'm trying to introduce her to the finer things. You know,
Yeah.
Very
we'll do
cool.
her brown things the rest of the year, and then we do my white things on holidays.
What sort of brown things do you guys do? Not tipper.
Ilya's Jewish, so.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like, that's the thing. The cheap stereotype is like every culture identifies themselves, except for actually maybe Italians do, but like Irish kind of identify themselves as cheap, like Indian. I think a lot of Irish people do.
Huh.
Don't pretend like you don't.
No, I've never heard that.
You never heard that?
I am 20% even if I'm furious at the server. Like I will be like, I'm never coming to this restaurant again, and then tip 20%.
Yeah, but you
Well,
have
yeah, I mean, they have their whole pot of gold to draw from.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Oh.
Which is weird. You think the gold thing would be a Jewish stereotype, but
There
no,
you
it's
go.
the Irish. You see, that's the thing. All the stereotypes, everyone's shared the
We
same
got
one.
Jew gold. They have pots of gold.
Yeah.
Joe, what do quarter Japanese people have?
Katanas.
But that's a great tip. If I was a server and someone didn't give me $20, but they left a katana on the,
Yeah,
I'll be
that
like,
is
this is
pretty
pretty
sweet.
sweet.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Are you're quarter Japanese?
Yeah.
Who's like
And my mom's side.
mom's side? Nice.
Yeah.
Have from Japan? How far back?
My grandmother was from Japan.
Ah.
From Sendai, Japan.
Oh. Do you speak?
Not a
Do you speak a quarter of the
Joe,
language?
Joe, give us some Japanese. You know some Japanese.
All I know is what I've gathered from the hentai I've watched.
So you just know how to say no, please don't.
Yeah, no,
Well-
please. And that demon
And then-
talk is splitting me in two.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Joe does a Japanese accent very well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He won't do it now. It has to be spontaneous.
Yeah, dude,
It has to be.
Yes.
It has to be a surprise, like Pearl Harbor.
Okay, Joe, describe. Joe, tell us what your Valentine's Day was like, but as told by your Japanese grandmother.
We go to a really nice restaurant, eat noodle and drink a red wine. Then we fall asleep at 10:30.
Sounds like a nice Valentine's
It was
Day.
a fucking awesome Valentine's, dude.
Is that when your grandmother sells you gremlins or
Yeah.
Is that-
yeah, and tells me not to feed him after
After
midnight and all
midnight,
that shit. Don't get him wet.
Yeah.
And
What
then-
did you guys? You went out for dinner? You
Yeah.
and your Gumar?
Me and my sweet Gumar, Kelly T.
Yes.
Yeah.
nice?
We went to Carmine's on 42nd.
I've never been there. I know it's like a
No, it's
legendary.
very cool.
Is it good?
It's
Yeah.
very nice. Yeah, it's like an authentic.
It's not too Italian. Not too many Italians hanging out there.
No, well, it's like it's
Thank
like a nice,
God.
but it's like
I'm not gonna take my
rich
wife there.
Manhattanites and tourists that have some money. Like
Yeah,
to go
it's
there.
like right in Times Square, right?
yeah,
But I'm sure Kelly was able to afford it.
yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She
Babe, I
was.
made
yeah.
reservations. Just make sure to bring your debit card.
That's right.
You should have brought your wife to Katz's. Show her your real Jewish ways.
She loves cat.
Cats is
She
great.
embraces Jewish stuff way more than I ever do. She loves a lot of Jewish stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's super into it.
She likes your circumcised penis.
She does. She's a big fan.
She embraces Jewish things. She wouldn't have liked the tight foreskin.
No one wants a tight foreskin that you can't work with. Like it's just there.
Did you? So you were 16, so you'd probably jerked off before the circumcision.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Did you feel a difference in masturbating with and without
I think
foreskin?
yeah, because
That's great. Yeah. No. How many people do you get to ask questions like this?
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like Walter Cronkite right now. What's it like to masturbate before and after a circumcision?
Also, the Vietnam War. We're losing the war.
Yes.
Matt looks at the camera, takes his glasses off very slowly. He goes, "Ilya's foreskin is no longer with us."
But yeah, was it very different masturbating before and after?
It's been so long, it's hard to remember. But I feel like my recollection was like, because obviously, like when you have like the tip of the foreskin, like you feel like it's very sensitive, like
Yeah.
that part of it. And obviously, I think the idea is like the foreskin keeps the head of your penis like from like protected from outside rubbing. So I think the head was more sensitive then. And then after that, like the exposed head is basically rubbing against your shorts or whatever, so it loses sensitivity. I think.
Yeah.
So
You have a calloused fucking head.
yeah. Well, it's called a worker's head. It's my. It's like I've seen your soft penis head. It's like you never worked a day in your life.
His penis is like
only
a Woody
office-
Guthrie song.
Your dick's only had office jobs. I've been working. This is like a real Goodwill Hunting, but for penis heads.
Your dick is a coal miner.
Yeah. I do put blackface on it, but it's
Your dick fucking reads Gordon Wood and thinks it's smart. Not mine, no. I can't fucking do a Boston accent.
That's what that was.
I assumed
all
it
I
was,
know.
but
I thought it
had
was.
a-
I was like, is he trying to do a British accent now?
I'm fucking.
I thought you took a deaf Asian person.
No, I'm clearly.
It's wicked hot out here. It's like,
Oi, wiki hard.
I fucking do equations on a board. Even though I'm the janitor, I'm from Boston.
Ooh, a Boston Red Sox #1.
it really is riding the line of ambiguous Asian and Boston accent.
Robert Williams said it's not my fault, but it is my fault.
How you like them apples?
Hey, do you like kimchi? Well, I got a number. Would you like some kimchi with the order?
I like you said you like walled yourself into like there's no way you can end the joke. Yeah. There's nothing you have.
I'm back from here. I can't rap.
It's like, but you insisted on kimchi twice, and it's like he doesn't have anything with kimchi.
No, it's like apple, but in Japan, where I'm from.
I'm from Southie Japan.
Southie Japan.
Oh my goodness.
My brother Mark Wahlberg. We both from Tokyo.
No, that's the guy who Mark Wahlberg attacked in the 80s.
That doesn't come up enough.
Then
I
Mark
think it
Wahlberg
doesn't.
blinded a Vietnamese
I feel
man.
like if I had you can't just have a casual racial gang violence thing in your past and be like, anyway, I'm here to promote TED 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a casual thing in his history.
Yeah.
that he's
Well,
moved
he
past.
made up for all the 9/11s he prevented later.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think he ever claimed to have prevented 9/11s. He just said he could have prevented.
I think he's
possibly.
being very humble in that he must have stopped a few 9/11 like attacks,
Yeah.
and then later he was like, "Well, why don't I just kind of let people know what's up a little bit?"
Yeah.
And then people laugh, but you know who else was laughed at in his lifetime? Jesus Christ,
That's true.
Yeah.
who was also
Who did
from
nothing to
Boston.
stop 9/11? Just to be clear,
He didn't.
He let fucking Allah just let that shit happen.
Well, if anything, he
They believe it?
confused about 1 billion people.
If Jesus and Mark Wahlberg could have worked together, that Vietnamese guy would be able to see again. Mark Wahlberg blinds Vietnamese people, and Jesus cures their blindness.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Do you think maybe that guy gets like free tickets to every Mark Wahlberg release or something? They like have some sort of deal like that, maybe.
Maybe. I think the guy came out a few years ago and said like he forgives Mark Wahlberg.
He doesn't know what Mark Wahlberg looks like. All white people
He's
look
like,
the
which one's
same.
Mark Wahlberg?
He's also blind. I don't know.
Yeah.
All white people look the same. Also, I'm blind.
They just found a Vietnamese guy to say that.
Yeah, there's
Like,
the one a Vietnamese guy with an eye patch.
And we're like, yep, that's the one Mark Wahlberg beat up. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, they're like, just say this directly into the camera. It'll be worth like 100 bottles.
It is an inspirational story though that he didn't let brutally attacking an Asian man like get in the way of his career ambitions.
Exactly.
And or his love of God.
Yeah, because you'd think you'd want to keep a pretty low profile after that, but he like went the opposite way.
No, he
Like, if I had
decided he beat up a Vietnamese man, went to jail, and then joined the Funky Bunch.
Yeah. It's like which one views like the bad boy? It's like let me guess, is it the guy who brutally assaulted the man? It's like yeah, you'll be the bad boy. Everyone else can be like
Okay,
have a different
so
side.
as a lawyer, how would you defend Mark Wahlberg blinding a Vietnamese man?
It's like Your Honor, he thought he was a different person. Look, I'm
Your
sorry.
Honor, have you ever gotten your order wrong at a restaurant?
I'm sorry. Does 30 minutes or less mean nothing to anyone? You know what happens to pad? Not is pad Thai Vietnamese? I got lost.
Thai. I think it's
right?
Thai.
Pad Thai?
Exactly.
Is Pad Thai?
This man ordered pho an hour ago.
No, if he added Pad Kong.
Ooh.
Viet Cong.
Pad. Yep. I mean, you just said Pad Kong and then said Viet Cong, but I don't know what the joke was.
I don't either,
Pad
but
Thai
he's...
is Thailand.
Oh,
So Pad Kong would be Vietnamese food.
but why wouldn't it be Pad Vietnam?
Because
But why would be fat pad? I understand.
I
the
needed
Viet
to,
Cong.
think of a 4-letter word like Thai.
But why not go with Viet?
Because
Sorry, I didn't mean to be a dick
decided,
about
I
it.
Well,
decided
that's
to go
too.
with
That's
Kong.
too loud. Hold on, I got you.
I hate to be the
I am
school
Mr.
mom about
Maran's
the joke.
counsel, Mr. Ilya, and I will.
No,
say-
Ilya's right. Based on the last hour, I could tell he really doesn't like to be a dick.
That's fair. But I'm sorry, all I ask is that you guys explain your jokes when they don't make sense.
Viet is
that too much?
4 letters short, but it's 2 syllables. Kong and Thai, 4 letters, 1 syllable.
Yes.
Syllable count in joke writing, Joe.
Why not
Correct me
why
if
not
I'm
Pad
wrong. It's
Nam?
very important.
Why not Pad Nam then?
Not 4 letters.
But why does the 4 letters matter?
I don't know, Ilya.
It just
It seems like the
does.
syllable matters.
Case dismissed. I declare Ilya Laksin a faggot. Ilya, where can we see you? Where can we find you on social media? What can we do? What can we do?
Follow my to spell my name right on all social media. ILYALAKSIN. Please follow me. I'm very funny and I need the followers.
Ilya rocks, and you can see him on Spit Roast.
Spit Roast,
probably.
we're doing live tonight. I don't know when it airs on Gas Digital or whatever, but yeah, check that out.
And if it doesn't air, if it's behind a paywall, let us know. We'll rip it off
Steal it.
Gas Digital and repost it on our Patreon. All right, Louis J. Gomez, please put us on Skankfest. At least me, if not the other guys. At least me, please.
I've also submitted for Skankfest. I've never been chosen. I don't know why. Please, I feel like I sued them.
This is our shot.
This is my
At
shot.
least get three to 4 of the guys on this podcast on.
And I will carry Joe's luggage.
we need.
I'll get him coffee.
Joe Pack's heavy for comedy festivals.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Come on, guys. Let's make this happen for real.
Follow Ilya on Instagram, and as they always say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Good night and good luck.
I like. Is that the Walter Cronkite thing? Yeah.